we've told our team all along that we win as a team and we lose as a team, and tonight was no different. Just a really tough loss for everybody involved. And bottom line is we just didn't do the things you have to do to be successful. And credit our opponent, they did. And, so it's to their credit. Can't say how proud I am of our guys. They've been consistent all the way through the season, giving great effort. And, never gave up tonight. They fought really hard, especially in that second half. So proud of that. But I think the reality is, we just made the hill a little bit too high to climb, and part of that was self-inflicted, and that's always tough. So anytime, you struggle with penalties, you struggle with the turnovers, and give up a big play, that just, those are things that we really try to take pride in doing well, and we didn't do that tonight. So that is certainly disappointing. So, right now we'll regroup. We'll have a little bit more time off this weekend than we wanted, regroup, and some point we'll get together next week here and just, get ready to focus on this next game and see if we can't come up with a victory here for the last time. Can't say enough again about our seniors. All of our upperclassmen have done a really good job of being leaders, but our seniors, it all starts with them. And for those 27 guys to, have a chance to walk today out there on midfield and Kenny, meet their families. And then it's tough in the locker room. The season's not over, but it's their last time in this locker room, last time in the stadium. And I say it every year. I don't think anybody who plays football doesn't remember the last game as a high school player, and certainly their last game in college, especially at home. So, they're just a tremendous group. Really proud of them and proud of the way they've led our football team, and proud of all our guys. They never quit. They just keep fighting. So, like I said, today's really disappointing. We'll get over that, and at some point we'll turn our vision to the next opportunity here. I'll throw it out for questions.
Between the missed blocks, false start in the center, a lot of issues with the offensive line. How do you explain how this is still a problem in Week 12?
Yeah, I don't know how many missed blocks there were. Some of that is protectionally, some things are on the quarterback, like to understand where guys are coming from. Depending on how many guys we keep in protection. Is that what you're referring to, some of the past stuff?
Yeah, there's the sack on Padilla where Plum just didn't even touch the guy.
Yeah, I think he's blocking in probably, right? Is that fair?
Yeah, but there wasn't anybody in.
Yeah, I guess my point is sometimes if they rush 6 and we have 5, then the quarterback's got 6. So it's a little bit more complex than one guy typically. But all that being said, I don't think the line did a bad job, quite frankly. The last drive there, protection broke down a little bit, and that's a tough situation. You got to go, 80 yards with the last possession. But I thought they gave a good effort. I thought all of our guys gave a good effort. We just weren't good enough tonight.
Go ahead. Cooper DeJean, that injury, it was a little bit jarring. To see him land on the field a minute and a half into the game. I guess, what is his status, and just kind of how did that sort of affect the game, obviously, with their strategy?
Yeah, just got a pretty optimistic report in the locker room a little while ago, so that's encouraging. And it impacted us a great deal. He's one of our better football players, just like Laporte or Popbaum. So anytime you take a guy out, that's hard. And if you think about it, it's 3 corners now, starting experience that weren't here in the second half today, so that's impactful. And then it forced us in a tough situation on the punt return game, and it made a big difference. So maybe some of those balls would have been fielded, and who knows, maybe we would have returned a couple of them. But it's a big loss, because he's a very versatile, dynamic player, just like Sam. And you can only take some of his hits, I guess. But even then, our guys, they kept battling, kept fighting, and it's tough for a young and inexperienced corner, no matter who it is, to jump in there and play against a good player. And to their credit, they went after him.
Right. Was it concussion or protocol that he went through? Or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just, but he was done for the game. I know that. Okay. So, and they didn't seem too concerned right now.
How big was the loss of Spencer, and what's his injury status?
It's his, upper body, shoulder. So we won't know until probably Monday, just kind of like the 2 guys last week. We found out Monday more detailed information, but he couldn't throw the football. So, not to get in the quarterback debate and all that, but, he was more rehearsed, more veteran, and I don't, nobody can predict the future, what it would have been like, but it always hurts anytime you lose a starter.
Kirk, late in the third quarter, early fourth quarter, you guys were still going through a huddle. The clock was still going down quite a bit. Did Spencer Petrus's injury have an impact on the tempo that you guys want to play late in the game?
A little bit, but I once we got the touchdown, we felt like we had everything pretty well measured up, And, just same thing on the onside kicker, don't you, those decisions. But we thought we had the game in pretty good grips, and I don't think it ended up being a big determining factor. But yeah, we were tracking all that stuff.
The coverages on some of the big pass plays were, they obviously attacked your most inexperienced players with some pretty veterans, especially one great wide receiver. Was that a mistake in coverage, or was that more of you just found yourself in a bad situation based on the coverage?
Yeah, I think we're just in a tough situation. But both those guys, Jameson and TJ, have been doing a great job on special teams, which is kind of, it's usually the entree for guys. Cooper last year, not at this time, but midseason was doing a good job on special teams, and then started to get some playing time. And, so yeah, both those guys probably got the fire a little bit before they needed to be. But I'll flip it around. Jameson made a heck of a stop on that one, third down play right in front of us. So had we been able to score, might have looked back and said, boy, that was a play of the game. So, gave great effort, as did TJ, but it just, it was a good matchup for them, bad for us.
Given everything that was on the line, did you kind of expect your guys to come out to more energized as opposed to kind of?
Yeah, I don't think it was a lack of energy. I think it's just a lack, we didn't play clean enough, and you got to do that if you're going to play in conference football, winning football. And I'll go back to, the thing. I think, we all knew it was at stake. I mean, none of us are dumb, but at least in that regard. But, again, it's about winning football games. And no matter what's at stake or not, it's about going out and playing hard, playing with good execution and playing clean football. And we didn't play clean football, and that's, for whatever reason, that's what it was.
I'm not sure if it was nerves, but after the initial fumble from Alex, did you like what you saw out of him, at least how he's able to finish the game?
Yeah, I thought he did a lot of good things and gave us a chance, and we didn't get that replay to go our way on the where he flushed out and gave it a heck of an effort. So both guys, it was a great effort by Alex to keep the ball. It looked like it was inbounds, and Arlen made a great grab on it. So, again, you never know what's going to happen after that. Had we gotten the conversion on that, but it was a great effort by both players.
Can you talk about the comeback and kind of the momentum shift?
Yeah, that's, you play 60 minutes, and, I won't say we couldn't have played worse in the first half, but we really put ourselves in a tough position those first 30 minutes with the turnovers, penalties, and just, giving up the big plays. So the thing we just talked about, still 30 more minutes. Nobody can predict what's going to happen, but if we're not playing hard and not, if we give up on the thing, you got no chance. So the guys fought and really battled, and we had a couple plays go our way and made some good, forced some good things to happen, and just came up short. But really proud of the guys' effort. It's one thing they've done all season. They played through things.
In regards to Keegan Johnson, what have you seen from him recently that he was able to go and get a few slot snaps today?
Yeah, he first got on the field Monday, which was encouraging certainly. And now the bad news was, we didn't work as extensively this week, and it's not. So the practices were limited, and the tempo of our practices was limited a little bit, just like it is on any short week. But it's encouraging because he's back in there, he had a great attitude, and hopefully it's a step forward right now. It's the first time he's had a full week. Doesn't have much volume for obvious reasons, but it's encouraging.
Did he seem like he came out of the game okay? I don't know if you had a chance.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he's fine.
Your low number of points scored, your low number of yards gained, the sacks allowed, time of possession, pick your stat. Did you guys make progress from game 1 to game 12 offensively?
I think so, yeah. I think so. Instead, I'd pick the turnovers, number 1, turnovers in the big play. But, penalties squeeze in there somewhere. But the combination of those three things make it tough.
When you look at this season as a whole, how are you going to, since the bowl game's coming up, but how do you evaluate this season holistically right now?
Yeah, that's something I'll do down the road. Maybe we can have more conversation next time we're together. But my thought right now is just about today's game and mostly how our seniors feel, but everybody involved in our team, all the players, all the coaches, everybody's invested, worked hard. And sometimes when it's bumpy, you work harder and invest more than you do when things are going a little bit better. But that's football, and you just keep pushing forward. So,
What is your?
I guess the thing I'd remember is just the way the guys, like the second half, the guys don't quit. They just keep playing, keep fighting, and we gave ourselves a chance today. We just didn't have enough gas in the tank to get it done. I'm going back to Mike's point, we're a different team week to week, so every week's a different story, but it's, you know, what your attitude is and how you approach the game.
Off that, yeah, 3-4, 34 days ago and down 24-0 here. Did you learn anything new about this group, not just through that 5-game stretch, but?
Yeah, I mean, it just really reinforces these guys they're looking straight ahead, which is what you ask them to do, keep your eyes up and look straight ahead. And they never surrendered, you know, and today is a good example of that. You know, we didn't quite have enough, but we made the climb a little harder than it had to be, I think. But yeah, I mean, they're just a great group of guys. They're resilient, they stay positive, really care about each other, and that was evident a lot today. Just little things you see, and it's certainly evident in the locker room, and, you know, older guys with younger guys. So, you know, it's just really proud of the guys. I mean, it's just a great group to be associated with. And talking about injuries, the other guy we missed today, which, you know, it's not a headline, Jay Higgins, who's been doing a good job with Justin out, and is a great special teams player for us too. So, you know, you take enough of these little, you know, hole here, a hole there. It's tough to patch it up sometimes, and today we just didn't have it.
It kind of accelerates the off-season. I mean, I should say the off-season accelerated now. I mean, what's kind of next as far as, I mean, you've got recruiting is vital ongoing. Transfer portal also is probably going to be moving both directions. How are you? What's kind of, are you starting that now Monday? You know?
Yeah, I mean, recruiting never stops. So it's interesting. It's probably less emphasized in December, like compared to 5 years ago. But then you get the transfer portal and all that stuff. So that's a whole different, you know, and that's on the upward trend, if you will. So you got those things. It's just, you know, there's always something to study and talk about and whatever. And then the football-wise, the difference is last year at this time we were playing the next week, so we were, you know, it affected our practice schedule. So, you know, we'll go back and reference what we typically do, and then we'll give the guys some time to recover, relax a little bit, and just recharge, and then, you know, probably emphasize more younger player work at the front end, and then so we start moving towards the bowl, then, you know, try to get the whole team ready.
John, last question.
And then what's the injury with Jay Higgins? And I'm assuming you now have a month for him and the other injuries to recover.
Yeah, he had I think it was a hip issue or like more muscle strain down below. It happened on Wednesday. Kind of freakish, quite frankly, and we thought maybe he'd have a chance. And then this morning they ruled him out even before we left the hotel. So I wasn't optimistic, but just kind of was a freakish thing. I would imagine he'll be back sometime next week if, you know, and then the other guys, the two that came out tonight, again, pretty good report on Cooper, and we'll know more on Spencer on Monday.